When I first moved to this country, I knew it was going to be a big change, but what I didn't realize is just how big and how different life would feel being in this country as a black woman. Hi, my name is Oshone and I am a YouTuber currently living in Central Europe, Poland. You're welcome to another video. Today, I am going to be having a real and honest conversations about the struggles of a black woman living in Poland. So, if you're planning to come to Poland, or maybe you're already in Poland and you're experiencing some of these things, this video is definitely for you. So make sure you watch till the very. One of the biggest challenge here in Poland, I know to some people it might sound small, but to us here it is very big. It is hair care. Finding the right products for our natural hair is a big challenge here in this country. You don't just walk into a supermarket or a store and get what you need. Most salons generally here do not even understand the Afro textured hair. And those that do, they have a black person working in the salon and they are very, very expensive. So most times what we do, we either look for other black women who work from their homes, and most times they import this product, and sometimes you get like products from the African store, and trust me, they are very expensive. And when you get those people that make hair, those other black people that make their hair probably from their home, and I know if you have salons here too, African salons, they are really, really expensive. For example, I am on braids right now, and these braids cost me 400 zloty, which is outrageous because if I was back home, I would not pay up to this amount to make braids. Do you understand? So it is crazy over here, and now we've all moved to being DIY queens. Everybody is now learning to do things by themselves. And for people like us that work a 9 to 5, there is actually no time to sit and say, I want to braid my own hair. It's crazy, and making your hair, you have to make time for it. Right now, because the salons are not much and the people doing the hair are not much, you have to make time, you have to save up money to be able to make the hair. Do you get? So most times we just put on wigs, and wigs, good hairs are actually not cheap. So yeah, like yesterday I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. Her hair, because I went to like install a wig for her hair was just breaking. And then she said she had already gone to a salon here in Poland for treatment. They charged her over 350 zloty just to treat her hair from breakage, which is crazy because that amount is very, 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 very crazy. And then you did nothing, her hair is still breaking. So you see, it is a big challenge here in this country. So except you have a friend that can do it for you, you're lucky. But for those of us that really do not have friends, and even if we have friends, these people, we are all working, so we need time. You understand? So it's crazy. It's crazy. Right now, if I want to take down my braids, I have to do it in the house. But if I was back home, I could easily just walk into any salon. They'll take it down for me. Though it's for a price, but it won't be as expensive as it will be here. So yeah, that is one of the major challenge we face here in Poland. Another thing we deal with in this country is the stairs. Oh my goodness, the stairs. I know I talked about this in like my previous videos, but I will continue talking about it because it is actually a thing in this country. Let me tell you, when you walk into a room as a black woman, you immediately stand out. Like, it is so obvious that there is a foreigner, a strange being. Let me use that word, a strange being in the room because everybody turns and just looks at you. Do you understand? I know most times it might not be in a bad way because I feel like they are just generally curious. They want to know how you're being created. I think. I don't know. I might be wrong. But that's how I feel. But yeah, it can be uncomfortable. So imagine being in a bus filled like with people and you're the only black person there. Trust me, they would look. So most times when I'm leaving the house, I tend to dress like look very well and look good. Normally I look good, but being in this country, I try my best to always go out looking good because people would always look. And you don't want to be caught unfresh. So yeah, and sometimes it feels like you are being watched everywhere you go. Like sometimes when I'm like in the metro and getting into the metro is filled up, so you have to stand. Now imagine you being the only different color in the metro and you're standing. Not for anything, not like I'm scared or anything, but it just feels weird and uncomfortable that everybody is looking at you, everybody's looking at your hair, everybody's looking at the clothes you're putting on. Like they look to the extent that you feel like, what is going on? Am I wearing something not good? Am I, like, and I've also had scenarios where, like, the braids I'm carrying, like, I've had someone come to me and be like your hair, they touch your hair. Then my former place of work, someone walked up to me, I was looking at my palm, like, she was confused as to how my palm is different from my skin, like the main skin. And I was looking at her, I was like, I didn't know what to say. I just smiled and she was just curious and she was laughing. She was just curious. So yeah, the stairs, and I don't think it is going away anytime soon. So if you're planning to come to Poland, you just have to prepare mentally to accept it the way it is because it is a thing in Poland. Do I make the rules? No, I don't. I met it like that and we're learning to live with it. Then there are the stereotypes. When people see you in this country, they just assume you are either from America or you're a student or you're here for sports, or they just assume a lot of things. Most times they assume negative things just because of your skin color. And most times I have had scenarios where I walk into a shop and then there's someone following me and I'm like, what is going on? I don't know. I just, most times it feels so uncomfortable, you know? And then you start getting questions like, where are you really from? Most times it's not actually meant to offend you, but it just goes to show how much education and awareness that is still missing in this region. So yeah, these are the things that we still face. Like I said earlier, if you're planning to come to this country, you need to prepare mentally being a woman in Poland. Okay? Dating in this country as a black woman is its own story. And I'm sure every black woman in this country have had various experiences, like various, some very bad, some a bit okay, some just manageable. Because I have heard a lot of stories and I have actually experienced some that if I want to start talking, we would not live here. Some men are just very curious just because you're different, and sometimes it's just fetish. They just want to experience you, they just want to see how it feels like, being with a black woman. You understand? And then sometimes people don't even approach you at all just because you do not fit in into their beauty standards, which is like the slimmy, they like slim girls. So you don't even get approached at all. And then you go out, you see them smiling at you. They are naturally, the pros are naturally nice people. When they like you, they just smile. Even when they don't know you, sometimes you just see them and they just smile. They don't even approach you for a relationship because you don't fit in as a black woman. And then coming home to the black brothers, it is crazy. People just play games in this country, and I really do not know why it is like that. It is quite different from where we are coming from. So if you could travel with your spouse, please travel with your spouse, because being a single black woman in this country, it is mentally draining, it is emotionally draining. And I don't think I would recommend having a relationship with this country. I'm sorry. But with the experiences, it's just crazy. And then when you finally get into a relationship, probably with a white person or with a black person, I don't know, whichever you prefer, whichever you find, it is totally different. You know, communication is different, especially when you both are working. There is no time. You get to see only on the weekends, and then the weekends are not even enough. And then, you know, you have to create time for a lot of things, which is totally, totally different from where we are coming from. So it's a whole lot of story. Like, I think I would need to like do a sit down video, like maybe with some of my friends, so that we could actually talk about dating here in this country. It is a whole lot. When you hear experiences from people, you would be shocked. Like, really? It at this point, the African brothers are not even helping. Like, it's just like, imagine having a conversation with a fellow black woman and they're telling you, do not date a black person, do not make sure you do not date a black person, not for anything, but it's just that it is not advisable, because these guys are just here to play games, and I believe at this point they are feeling like they're the prize, which I don't know. First of all, because the black guys are not much, and then they all have their own thinking, they all have their own agenda, which is crazy. And then being a black woman in this country, it can be really lonely, you know, especially when you're alone. We all deserve to be loved. We all deserve to have a companion. We all deserve to have a partner. We all deserve to have someone to share your day with. But being in this country is not helping in that aspect. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, the job market has its own struggles. You face the double challenge of being a foreigner and being visibly different from the others. Sometimes companies even doubt your Polish language skills even before you open your mouth, and it is crazy. Like, they just see you and they just assume you don't know how to speak the language, so we are not going to consider you. And then other times you feel the weight of being the only black person in your workplace, regardless of how they treat you at work. For example, I am the only black person at my workplace, and trust me and believe me, I love my boss. She is so nice. Like, she's really, really nice. I love her so much. But then there is still a silent struggle of being the only different person in the workplace. Imagine in a company you are the only black person. Imagine how it feels like. Even when everybody is nice to you, deep down you still feel like, do I really belong here? Like, I don't know, I feel like at this point is a mental thing, and then due to like past experiences. And I remember the very first day I resumed at work. That day was a crazy day. Like, I was so shy for whatever reason. Like, everybody just kept on staring at me, they kept on looking at me. And then someone came up to me. I was working, and then the person came up and I don't know what they were trying to do, or maybe they were trying to see what I was doing, if maybe I was getting it right. I really do not understand. But it was written all over their faces that she won't be able to do this. She does not know this. She is not capable of this. Why did you employ her? Why did you? Like, it was written all over everybody. And I'm like, but yeah, like I said earlier, shout out to my boss. I really love her a lot. She gave me all the support I needed, everything to like kickstart my journey at the company. And I'm really, 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 really grateful. Mind you, some of us do not get it that, like get it good like that from their bosses. I don't know how it feels like for other people, but yeah, this is like one of the challenges we get to face being in this country as a black woman. When I first came, I felt so isolated. Like there were not a lot of people I could relate to due to a lot of factors, and trust me, it could be really rough and tough for your mental health. So finding a community is very important, whether African community or anyone you could find, maybe expats like yourself, students like yourself, foreigners like yourself. You could find a community, like people you could talk to, people you could hang out with. It is very, very important, to help you emotionally, mentally, so you don't break down. Do you understand? And when I came at first, I was in Łódź. Now I've moved to Warsaw. I found a community here, and then I made few friends. Right now I can like visit my friend will come to my house. From there I started meeting other people I could like just hang out with. And also on social media, like I've actually met a lot of people on social media that right now I go on live on TikTok, and I know that there are a lot of people that would see that I'm live on TikTok and would like to join my live and we'll talk. So yeah, when I'm feeling down, I do a lot of things. Either I call my friend and we like talk. If she's not working, I call someone else, or I go on live on TikTok, on Instagram. It just helps you. Being a black person in this country, community is very, very important. When I came, I was in Rouge. It was really rough, and right now I am in Warsaw. And then I found a community. And from the community, we're all Nigerians, by the way. And from the community, I made friends, like friends that I could actually wake up one day and just go visit. You know, Friends that could actually just call me out of the blues and be like, "Hi, Oshoni, are you home? I'm coming. Did you cook? I'm coming to eat." When you have people around you, you don't feel weak as you are supposed to, even when you're tired from work. But because you have someone to talk to, you just feel the weight lifting off your shoulders. It is very, very important to find communities. So most people here, what we do, we go to churches, we try to start a church that we go to, try to work for the church. That way you get to meet other foreigners, you get to attend activities from the church. You go to a gym, try to mingle with people. And there are lots of activities for foreigners in this country, so you get to like see them online, see the advertisement online. On Facebook you find different communities. That is what we do right now. And trust me, finding a community, whether African or whichever you find in this country, is very, very important and very good for your mental health. Okay. But it is not all struggles. There are still some positive sides to being in this country. Being in Poland, for one, has taught me resilience. Being in this Poland has taught me how to adapt, and also how to be resourceful, and also how to own my identity more proudly. Like I said earlier, when I'm going out, I dress beautifully well and I rock my skin with all proudness, because I know I'm African and I love being an African, and I also love being in this country. Living in this country has made me stronger. Like, you really do not even know how strong you could be till being strong is your only option. And living in this country has actually given me experiences and stories that I wouldn't trade for anything. And I have also met Polish people, like a lot of Polish people that have actually went out of their way to make me feel welcome. For instance, my boss, God bless her, wherever she is. Yeah. And then when I first came, I actually met a lot of Polish people that really helped me. When I moved to Warsaw first, I didn't know how the bus system works. I was alone. I was trying to like figure it out myself. I would just walk to someone, I just ask a question, and they are always willing to help. Trust me, the Poles are that nice. When you meet them and you ask questions, they are always willing to help. So I've actually met a lot of Polish people that would go out of their way to help you. So yes, being in this country as a black woman comes with its own challenges, but it is also an opportunity for you to grow and educate others, and also to build your own version of home here. And so, if you're planning to come to Poland, you don't need to be scared. Just come prepared. Yes, there are struggles, but also there are a lot of beautiful moments waiting for you here to experience. So, if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and also share to others who might need it. And if you're curious about how life is for an immigrant in Poland, or you like content like this, please do not forget to subscribe for more and also like this video. So if you're already in Poland and you're experiencing some of these things, please share your experiences in the comments. I would love to read them. So yeah, thank you so much for the love so far on my videos. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so very much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.